First move, Computer 2. Draw card. Begin duel. Computer 2. Mana charge. Mana release. Summon.
Some skeletal lads will kick this off. Two directions in a corner, both blind spots hidden because they're off the board. Home field advantage. Or 1 for 2. That's pretty solid.
Mana release. Summon.
This is even more solid though. Hellfire Spitters on their own space. They are in the centre of the board, so they can attack and defend in all 4 directions.
Computer 2. Draw card.
And they have quickness, so they're always going to go first, unless a creature with quickness attacks them.
Computer 1. Draw card.
Ah, advantage Computer 1.
Mana charge. Mana release.
Gonna take it.
Summon.
Redonian Wanderer. Gain 1 mana for each time that an allied creature is summoned.
Computer 2. Draw card. Mana charge.
Kinda want to get rid of it quite early for that reason.
Release. Summon.
And Patmore Flame Lizards will be quite adept at doing that. Their attack is 1 less than listed on the card. I've said this countless times. Why does that rule even exist? Just... it just makes no sense. It only makes sense if the attack of the creature is somehow raised, then cost of the creature is somehow raised. Then you still get it 1 cheaper, but as standard without that, nothing happens.
Mana release.
Anyway, they take out those,
Summon.
and we answer back with Invogus Golem. Yes, he has defense equal to the number of empty fields. So he's not dying anytime soon. And slap. He's also killing them. He's become slightly stronger now.
Mana charge.
Because he'll have 6 protection. So even if you want to hurt him, deal 1 damage to him, you've got to be able to hit for 7. There's nothing in the deck that can hit that hard, so
Mana release.
not happening.
Summon.
An opposing Hellfire Spitter in this corner. It can attack the Golem, but nothing's going to come of it. And that's exactly what it's going to do. Golem, of course, won't attack. Only hits in front of it. Who do I fancy at this point?
Unlock.
I guess I'd have to go with Computer 1, just on the basis that the centre square is defending 3 fields. And the Golem just is not going to die.
Mana release.
Unless you've got magic.
Summon.
There's our foot soldiers. That negates what the Golem can do, apart from just sit there.
Computer 2. Draw card.
Still a 4-1 for 1.
Mana charge.
Great value.
Mana
Blind spot's
release.
hidden as well. Here comes his first spell. Fishes of Goli, we've seen this many times. It's the devil of all decks. Flip the elemental field to the opposite side, which in this case, I believe, is a Byleth. So those Spitters lose their +2 that they got from standing on their home element of fire.
Summon.
Now a 1-1, which means they can now be picked off. There's the second Hellfire Spitter for Computer 2. Negates the first one. That one in the corner just isn't going to do anything now. But both of these are a 1-1. They both have quickness, so that means that Computer 2's Spitters will attack first. Quickness is negated when both creatures have it.
Mana charge.
And so they take them out, but they're obviously going to be the target for the next attack because they are a 1-1.
Computer 1. Draw card. Mana charge. Mana release. Summon.
Witching Elf and Archeress. Perfectly capable of taking these out.
Attack.
No bonuses for them, obviously, because they are stood on a byleth field and they are wood creatures.
Please save this poor soul.
There goes the Spitters.
Mana charge.
Another buff for the Golem.
Computer 2.
Does have 4 block at the moment. Well, like I said, until there's only like 1 space left, there's no way you're dealing any damage to
Mana
it.
release. Summon.
Too much of this deck which doesn't hit hard enough. Witching Elf Archeress!
I still have much
I was just considering whether the previous Bewitching Elf Archeress should have been summoned there and attacked the skeletons. Yeah, they wouldn't have killed anything, but they would have rotated the skeletons to make them useless.
prepare yourself.
Why do I say that? When the Archeress hits the target but doesn't kill it, they're spun 180 degrees. Which if you'd have done it to the skeletons at the bottom, both of them would have been facing off the board, both
Mana release.
blind spots would have been facing into the board and you could have killed them. Downside of that is, you wouldn't have killed the Spitters. So you would now be in a bit of trouble. Obviously it had to be done.
Check. Computer 2.
Check for Computer 1, with Freedonian Wanderer in the middle.
Mana charge.
7 mana.
Release. Attack.
So we get another ranged attack onto these foot soldiers. They are hitting the rear this time. So they will get the extra damage. Soldiers are spun to face towards them now. A 1-1 in the corner, so we need some range or magic.
Summon.
Or we can leave them for a moment. They can finish them on a future turn. Flame Lizards will go after the Wanderers. Flame Lizard, of course, it's for 2, so this is easy.
Mana charge.
And that now makes check for Computer 2. Computer 2 is in rather a good position at the moment. There's nothing that can really
Charge.
do much to it.
Mana release.
Still need to hit for 4. Player Will's Banner. Target creature gains +2 until the end of the turn.
I still have much vigor.
Which means they now hit for 3 and these archers can take out these lizards.
Prepare yourself. Please
The safest route to do, you couldn't summon and attack those lizards because unless you've got
Mana charge.
quickness, they're going to hit you first. You potentially kill your own creature. That was the safest method of doing it. This to put Computer 1 into check again. Novigus Catapult. It's facing its own golem, so this is literally just there as a I've got 4 health, come at me bro type of attack.
2. Draw card.
It's not going to be the easiest thing to kill. I suspect Computer 2 is going to activate the archers and kill the soldiers.
Attack.
Yeah, that gets it out of check.
Prepare yourself.
Question is, what's it going to follow up with?
Your soul.
I wouldn't like to summon into that space. Unless I've got a
Charge.
earth creature which could potentially take a pummeling from the golem.
Mana release.
Okay, we're going in the middle.
Summon.
Ooh, I hope he had a better choice than that. Not the choice I would have gone for, but it might be all he had. They'll hit the catapult. Catapult is obviously ranged, so it's not going to counter. Still, it's a 3-2.
Check. Computer 1.
Check for computer 2.
Mana charge. Mana release.
Pain into the golem.
Release.
4 mana, 2 to rotate it, 2 to attack with it. And it's going to splat this Fredonian Wanderer.
Mana charge.
Of course, it did take all its mana to do that. It's not going to be able to summon anything, so that's the end of its turn.
Computer 2. Draw card.
Computer 2 ideally would like...
Charge.
It'd be ideal to take out those archers.
Attack.
Give you a bit extra breathing room. Choosing to whittle down the catapult a little bit further. Catapult is now a 2. 2-2.
Mana release. Summon.
And puts its own foot soldiers into the top, which are going to be able to attack those archers, taking them down to a 1-1. Also safe for the computer 2 to put these soldiers here because the golem is not facing that direction anymore.
Check.
This is not going to be easy to get out of, only with 2 mana.
Mana
I
charge.
doubt he can.
Mana release.
For a spell. Fishes of Goli. Here we go again. Flip the elemental field to its opposite side. This is going to have a bigger ramification than the one earlier. Opposite side is water. Spitters lose 2 health for no longer being stood on fire, and they lose 2 more for being stood on the opposite element of water. And the golem is just always happy and then sad.
Computer 2. Draw
Computer
card.
1 passes its turn.
Mana charge.
Oh, sorry, it didn't have any mana left, my bad. That was the end of its turn, so no summoning there, but it did kill something. Computer 2 gonna get rid of these elves.
Regrets.
Mana charge.
Now, the most solid plan to me would be to put a creature on that space. But don't put something weak. Give it at least 3 health if you can. Catapult maybe, something like that. Flame Aesthetic adds 2 to its attack half the time. Yeah, 3-2. Yep, that'll do the job.
Computer 1. Draw card. Mana charge.
Another spell. Beguiling Fog, rotate a target creature to any direction of your choosing. Gonna spin the aesthetic facing off the board.
Mana release. Summon.
And out comes an Avradis Catapult. Summoned onto its opposite element, so it's gonna lose 2. Still a 2-2. And it's hitting the rear of a target, so it's going to gain an extra damage from this. And there goes the ascetic.
Mana charge. Computer 2. Draw card.
Computer 2 still, obviously in the most commanding lead. Its creatures are stronger,
Mana release.
and it has all this mana to play with.
Summon.
And that's going to end that debate about who's going to hold this space. That Morning Star Warrior's not going to die very easily.
Attack.
Also has 1 protection. And it's also really got a hatred towards catapults. Well, anything with 2 health or lower. It doesn't like it.
Mana charge.
There goes the catapult, gets an extra 1 because it died on a field which isn't Earth.
Check. Computer 1. Draw card.
Sorry, you gain mana because when it dies you gain mana equal to the number of Earth fields, so it gains you get 2.
Summon.
Computer 1 answers with its own Morning Star Warrior, who's going to hit for 2.
Attack.
Crucially, that's not enough to kill. Skeletons have still got 2 left. So Computer 2 just has to summon.
Draw card. Mana charge. Mana release.
And it's going to, as long as it's not screwed it up in some way.
Summon.
Redonian Wanderer, which direction is it facing? It looks like down. And that's GG.
Computer 2 wins.